Marketer of the Day, episode 641, Scientific Advertising. Find your target audience, split test, and improve conversions with Facebook ads expert, Mojca Zove.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We're chatting with Mojca Zove, and she's the owner of Super Spicy Media, and she's a Facebook ads expert that helps plus seven-figure companies generate leads and increase profits with Facebook ads. And Mojca is the author of the Facebook Ads Manual, which is a book that helped hundreds of people launch their first successful Facebook advertising campaign. And she recently launched her online course, which is called The Science of Facebook Ads. So I have a strong feeling that we'll be discussing Facebook ads today. How are things today, Mojca?
It's going really well. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And so Facebook ads, a lot of people try them, but don't have success with them. A lot of people teach Facebook ads. So what makes you different? What makes you stand out?
I'm honest, that's for sure. So I think that what happened recently with the popularization of Facebook advertising is a lot of people actually jumped on that opportunity. They wanted to take their slice of the cake, and just the fact that I'm talking to a lot of my clients. A lot of clients actually come to me from a lot of bad experiences they had with their, other Facebook advertisers. And the number one issue is they tell me that they're not honest. So other people that actually do Facebook ads don't honestly tell them, like, this might not work. We're just experimenting. We're trying things out. They, straight up sell them, this is going to be perfect. This is going to work. We're going to earn a lot of money. And that doesn't happen. So I think that the number one reason that sets me apart, the number one thing that sets me apart is just honesty. I'm never going to guarantee success because no one can guarantee success. What I can guarantee is that I will do my best to earn more, to get more profit, to help you get more profit. And that's, I think, the number one thing. The second thing is I'm very, very personal, and I love having really deep relationships and connections with my clients. So it's not just professional and trivial, but I do care about their success personally as well. So I do everything that it takes in order to generate that.
That's really great to hear. So you really care, and you're personal and you're honest, because who has time for the dishonesty of hiring some ad agency and then they promise all kinds of things and they set up all sorts of campaigns and then months pass and then there's more lies and more stuff, and it better to just be honest, direct. Here is what we're going to do. And so when it comes to Facebook ads, when these clients come to you and they say, I've tried them myself, or I had a bad experience, is there a certain area where they have been going wrong with their Facebook ads by the time they come to you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I think one of the things that Facebook marketers love to do is they want to go straight for the purchase. So when a client actually approaches them, they say, yes, we're going to make a lot of profit together. And the number one thing that they do is they implement a purchase campaign without A, knowing their client's target audience in detail, and B, without implementing the top of the funnel so that the target audience that they're using can actually get to know them a little bit better. And that in most cases, without that top of the funnel, that approach does not work. So when clients come to me, that's usually the thing that I see. So usually they have one, maybe two campaigns. They have the purchase campaign and maybe something else entirely. And they're running that, spending a lot of money and actually not seeing tangible results. And that's the thing that we usually fix first. So we start from the top to bottom. We start with a little bit of brand awareness campaigns. We're trying to connect with our target audience and then work our way down to the purchase campaign where we're actually trying to generate profit.
Well, great. So you mentioned that how you can help to connect with that target audience. So what does that look like? Is that a matter of posting some free information or running ads to people who have previously engaged with posts or running retargeting? What does that connecting with the target audience look like?
First of all, you have to know who your target audience is. So I spend a lot of hours doing audience research and customer research. I talk to my clients. I check their Google Analytics. We do a lot of customer interviews so we can get to know our target audience really in detail. And when we get to know them in detail, we know what information they're looking for, we know what they want, and we can easily implement that into our strategy. And one way we implement that is through writing a valuable blog post about something that they are truly struggling with, and we can help them solve that problem. And then B, kind of the next step of that is launching a Facebook advertising campaign with that blog post, promoting that blog post to our target audience and connecting with our target audience through that kind of value that we offer. And that actually deepens our relationship with our potential customers because we give them something for free and we kind of express our desire to genuinely help them and not just be in there for the money. So I think that that's the kind of relationship that everyone should strive to build with their audience, but not a lot of people actually do that.
I like your thought process a lot, and you're so right that a lot of people, at least it seems like there's a lot of just let me put this link on Facebook and then see what the response is. Let me post this graphic and then boost the post, and then that's all the thought they think about. That's all the thought that goes into it. So it seems like your process here is you do a lot of the listening, the research, right? You look at the Google Analytics, you talk to those customers, and it seems to me like you're saying that that helpful, valuable blog post that you're using to wake people up, that comes from interviewing those customers, right?
That's correct. So we talk to them about what they're struggling with in relation to kind of the product that we're offering. So for example, I'm selling a course on Facebook ads. And in that case, I would go to my, let's say, email list or customers of my course and ask them like, what are you struggling with at the moment? What's the number one thing that you would like to solve, a specific thing in relation to Facebook ads? And for example, they would say, I don't know how to successfully find my target audience with Facebook ads. And that would be the topic that I would write about on my blog post. So it all comes basically from the audience research that I do.
Well, great. And when you're providing that answer, such as how to find your Facebook audience, how do you know if you've shared enough or if you're sharing too much? How do you know if your blog post is so helpful that they say, well, I don't need you anymore. I don't need to buy your course. Or how do you know if you're holding something back?
That actually never happens to me. So what I do is I share pretty much each and everything online when it comes to Facebook ads. Even when people contact me about their specific problems and they're like, I don't know, they send me an email like, I have this and this business and I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm having difficulties targeting finding my target audience on Facebook. I genuinely want to help them. And people listen to podcasts and reach out to me like that a lot. And I do help them because first of all, they will eventually find my products, and people don't want to, for example, read and browse through 55 blog posts describing everything about Facebook ads, but they want everything summed up together. And naturally, they would go into a direction of purchasing my course. So I always share everything, and I encourage my clients to do the exact same thing because that's how people find you. And your product is just kind of the natural direction they go in later.
Okay, great. And is there a reason why this is a written blog post and not like a video or a podcast recording or something?
Oh, I actually actually do a combination of that, or my clients do a combination of that. So we have blog posts, we have recorded videos, we have live webinars. So we play around with different formats. For example, one client of mine recently, what they did is they ran a webinar, and then we turned that webinar into several videos, several really valuable videos. We advertised that on Facebook, turned a couple of those videos into blog posts as well. So it's just a matter of experimenting with different formats and seeing what works for your target audience, because target audiences are going to be different. In one industry, let's say you're going to have people who love listening to podcasts, and then you look at another industry or another product or another business, and people will most likely read blog posts instead of, let's say, listening to podcasts or watching videos. So you have to play around with different formats, seeing what works for your target audience. And if everything works, and if they engage the same with the video or a podcast or anything else, just go ahead and play around and just use multiple formats to kind of keep it fresh. Yeah.
Okay, great. And I like your thought process here, how it seems like you are a very fast mover. You don't like to waste time. You're just, let me see what people want. Let me create the thing they want. Let me create it in a few different formats to see what they go for the most. And you mentioned a few times that you're looking for what they engage with. So what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that you're looking for Facebook reactions or time spent on that page or blog comments, or is it always change what your goal is for what engagement means?
So it's a combination of multiple things. Number one, since I'm working with Facebook ads and I want my Facebook ads to be profitable and I want them to actually generate tangible and positive results, I'm first looking at a Facebook engagement. So how are people, number one, liking our ads? Number two, are people clicking on our ads? And from that, you can get like a bigger picture of what people are interested in, what your specific target audience is interested in. What do they click on? Is it a video? Is it a picture? Is it a flat design? Is it an illustration? So we experiment with multiple things. And then we even take it to the next level. And as let's say they click on an ad, we're looking at the results at, let's say, Google Analytics. So how are those people who click on a flat design convert to a purchase or a free trial sign up or something in comparison to people who clicked on a video and actually visited our landing page through that Facebook video. So we try experiment with, like I mentioned, different formats, first seeing the engagement on Facebook and then actually trying to compare conversion rates to better determine where to put our money in. Because sometimes what will happen is a lot of people will click on a static visual, but not a lot of people from that audience will actually convert. But people who will click, you'll have less people clicking on a video, but they will convert at a much higher rate than those people clicking on a static visual. So it would make more sense for you to invest your money into video ads. That's why you want to both look at the results on the Facebook level and then take it a step further and look what's happening on your website and how those people are converting and so on.
Interesting. So you look at not just the Facebook results, but also the website results. And you
That's
mentioned,
correct.
Cool. And you mentioned, as we first were talking here, that sometimes the other people will promise a lot and then not really deliver, or promise the fluff results. They'll show a lot of likes, a lot of engagement, but then that doesn't translate on the Google Analytics side. So, and you say that sometimes it's more of a longer process. So what sort of a timeline are we talking about here? Is this over the course of weeks or months, or how long does it usually take to get a campaign dialed in?
It really depends on a specific client that I'm working with and their goals. So let's say if I'm working with a client and they're selling a software which costs their customer, and I've had clients like that, like they had a software for $6,000. Naturally, we won't be able to sell a lot of those plans on day one, or even week one, or even month one, because it's a longer sales funnel that we need to implement and we need to tweak. And my clients understand that, because I try to communicate that with them. That said, there are other clients first that don't sell software for $6,000, but they sell ebooks for $30. And those wins are definitely easier to establish and easier and faster to achieve. So you can pretty much achieve profitability in at least 1 month. Again, what definitely depends on how fast you can get results is how well do they know their target audience? How their web page is visited. Is it visited by a lot of people on a weekly basis, or are they struggling with getting organic reach? What I also try to do with, no matter the client that I'm working with, in the first month, I try to establish a small win. And that's especially for clients that, let's say, sell software for $6,000. So what we do is we don't necessarily go in with the purchase campaign in month one, but we try to first tackle and see how many leads we can generate, how many free trials we can generate. So a client can see that we are moving in the right direction. We are generating something tangible. So we're trying to generate leads, and we are generating free trial signups. So they get a little bit calmed down, and they're not really anxious to see that purchase campaign really working, because we are seeing some positive result on another front. And it's all in communication and working with your client, talking about their goals, and just going through with them, talking about the process that's going to happen and how long does it usually take to achieve profitability.
Awesome. And that's good that you have that in mind, where you give them that small win. And I've seen, I don't do all that much with Facebook ads, but I see a lot of people like you create some really amazing, crazy funnels and things to make most things work. Like you mentioned the $6,000 software, and I've seen like Facebook ad experts like you set up things where there's the ad campaign and it goes to a chat bot and it gets people on a list, and then it gets people with a free trial, and then it keeps trying to get them on like an onboarding Calendly meeting one-on-one sort of call. And just like it starts with the Facebook ad, but then even if someone might not click on a Facebook ad and directly instantly pay $6,000, like you said, you can build the list, you can get them in a whole sequence, you can get them in a free trial, you can work on them, where some people will go for that $6,000 purchase. So do you have any cool stories sort of like that, where you set up something kind of advanced and crazy, like using multiple tools?
It's so difficult, because each client has like a very, very specific funnel that we work with. But what I want to do instead is maybe talk a little bit about the typical funnel that we set up at the beginning, because it usually starts very same with each and every client that I have. And that's what your listeners should do as well if they're implementing funnels with Facebook ads, because you don't want to start at that complex level. You don't want to go really complex at the beginning, because number one, you'll get overwhelmed really, really fast. And number two, the results won't be as tangible, and you won't get quality results that you need in order to determine in which direction you should go next. So I usually start with an incredibly simplified funnel that starts with a blog post or something of value like a video. And we are advertising that to cold audiences, experimenting with multiple cold audiences like lookalike audiences. We're doing some interest targeting, just playing around with different options. And then people that click on that blog post or watch that video, we retarget them with a lead magnet. And that's kind of the first conversion, albeit a free conversion because they only give you their email, but it is a conversion. You are qualifying your target audience along the way. They express their interest in your offerings and in your content, and that's why we have the lead magnet as kind of the second campaign worked into our funnel. And then the third one is naturally a purchase. If you are indeed selling a software for $6,000, I don't necessarily recommend that purchase campaign to be for that product. But if you have, let's say, a product that's a little bit on the affordable side, or like a minimized version of a full-scaled product, I recommend starting with that promotion instead of going for the full-scale, blown-out package, so you can better determine what works for your target audience, what kind of visuals, what kind of copy. So you're getting yourself ready for that big campaign that you're implementing. But kind of to go back and look at it from a distance, we implement a 3-step funnel with most of my clients at the beginning that starts with some sort of value, like a blog post, a video. Then it naturally leads into a lead magnet that we promote to people that have visited that blog post. And then the next step after the lead magnet is a purchase campaign, but we mostly focus on advertising the purchase campaign to the people that actually signed up for the lead magnet, because we are trying to qualify our target audience along the way, so along the funnel.
I love it. So it's all about moving them in these micro commitments, and I like how you explain you're experimenting and you the cold audiences, lookalike, interest targeting as almost like a sort of a pre-opt-in conversion. It used to be you'd send traffic to the opt-in page, people that either opted in or not, and that worked great when there wasn't so much crowded competition and when people didn't want things right now. But now that Facebook is huge and now we need to run these ads to give people something helpful, valuable, give them that blog post first, and then based on those people, then target the lead magnet. And then from there, don't make the huge jump into something crazily high ticket. See if we can get them to get their free trial, get the light version, get the lead-in product first. And so this all makes perfect sense. And you're so right in that it's tempting to want to know about all the crazy advanced stuff, but we need to have that foundation in place first, the fundamentals, so that way we don't just have these crazy plans that will never become a reality. We create something simple, we have those small wins, as you say, and then we can go on from there and make things even better. And so if people really liked what you shared with us today, if people thought that what you had to say made logical sense as far as your thought process and doing the research and checking the analytics, if it all sounded really great and they want to take the next step with you and they want to check out what you're all about, go to your website, check out your course, your book, your services, where can people go to do that?
So first of all, if anyone wants to reach out with a specific problem, I'm always available at Mojca@superspicymedia.com. I love talking to people and getting to know different audiences. So just reach out to me on email, and I reply to each and every email that I receive. And then if you're interested more about Facebook ads in general, I have a lot of blog posts written on Facebook ads on different audiences that you can target. I talk about updates that Facebook is releasing. So you can find that on superspicymedia.com. And if you want to learn some hands-on things about Facebook ads, specifically talking about the funnel that we talked about today, how to implement a funnel into your Facebook advertising ecosystem, you can find that on the scienceoffacebookads.com. That's my video course that I just launched. So I'm opening enrollment soon. So take a look at that if you're interested in that.
Super fantastic. So once again, that video is at thescienceoffacebookads.com. The website is superspicymedia.com. And then Mojca at superspicymedia.com if you have a specific question and you want to reach out. So thanks so much for stopping by and for untangling a lot of the confusion, the mess that Facebook ads sometimes is. You make it sound super simple, but also I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm imagining the diagram, the flow chart in my head of what I could draw with the ad and the blog post and trying out the video, trying out the PDF. There are a lot of exciting possibilities for all of us with Facebook ads if only we would implement them. And I hope that people get a lot of actionable things from that today. So superspicymedia.com and thescienceoffacebookads.com. And thanks so much, Mojca, for stopping by and sharing your Facebook wisdom with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for listening to Marketer of the Day. Subscribe and listen to other shows at marketeroftheday.com/episodes.